Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism. This is King Kong Consciousness, Intercontinental Ifa Tunde, the most requested and the most influential black scholar in the world. I'm coming to you live and direct from Camden, New Jersey. I am coming to you live and direct from Camden, New Jersey. I am coming to you live and direct from Camden, New Jersey. In fact, my new name is Ifa Tunde 3 times because I repeat everything 3 times. I repeat things 3 times so I can teach your unconscious. I repeat things 3 times so I can teach your subconscious. And I repeat things 3 times so I can teach your conscious mind. So I am live and direct from Camden, New Jersey. This is Ifa Tunde 3 times. And I want to respond to the multicultural Negropeans who took issue with my most recent post on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and fan base. I want to respond to the multicultural Negropeans who took issue with my most recent post on fan base, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I want to respond to the post-traumatic slavery diseased Negropeans who took issue with my post this morning on Instagram, Facebook, fan base, and Twitter. First of all, I want to send condolences to all Africans across the world who have lost someone they love. I want to send condolences to all Africans across the world who have lost a young child. I want to send condolences to all Africans across the world who have lost elders. I want to send condolences to the families and the community of Buffalo, New York, who were traumatized by the loss of life of African people inside of the Top supermarket, most of whom were elders. I want to send condolences and sympathies, blessings, support, and grace to all Africans across the world who are engaged in life-threatening activity or behavior. Charity starts at home. Charity starts at home. Charity starts at home. And so my heartfelt condolences must go out to the African family before they can go out to any other family. With that being said, Camden, New Jersey, I'm in the building. With that being said, Camden, New Jersey, I am in the building. With that being said, Camden, New Jersey, I am in the building. I want to send heartfelt condolences out to the families of those children who were murdered in Texas. I want to send condolences out to the community, the friends, the teachers who were affiliated with those 19 children who were slaughtered in Texas not long ago. As an African, I have no problem sending heartfelt condolences to any branch of the human family who is suffering tragedy and trauma. As African people, we are the mothers and fathers of civilization. And as the mothers and fathers of civilization, we don't have a problem sending heartfelt condolences out to other branches of the human family who are suffering from trauma and tragedy. What happened to those Mexican babies was wrong. And so we as African people send out our heartfelt condolences, sympathies. We send our blessings and grace to be with the families of the Mexican children who were murdered in Texas. We hope that their journey to recovery is a fulfilling one, a swift one. We hope that their Mexican ancestors will guide them in this process of grieving the unnecessary loss of their babies. We hope and pray that the Most High God put his or her hands of comfort around the families of those Mexican children who were murdered in Texas. I have no problem saying that. But let me tell you what I do have a problem with. I have a problem with multicultural Negropeans. I have a problem with no multicultural Negropeans who got issues with black people, who put black people first. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 31 days a month, 365 days a year. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand me. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand me. I want you to understand, overstand, and understand me. Black people are my priority. Yes, I can express compassion and sympathy for any branch of the human family who is overcome with tragedy and trauma. No issue there. No debate there. No argument there. No disconnect there. But don't you multicultural loving Negroes, don't you ever break breath to take issue with black people who choose to put black people first. Our babies are murdered every day. No outrage from nobody. Our elders are killed every day. No outrage from anybody. Police are murdering black people every day. No outrage from no other community. So when we say that we putting African people first, when we say we are putting black people first, when we say we are putting the race first, when we say we are unapologetically African, we are not saying that we dismiss the hurt and pain of another culture. We are not saying that we dismiss the hurt and pain of another ethnicity. We are not saying that we dismiss the hurt and pain of another race. What we are saying is that our priority, our number one responsibility, our magnum opus action will be directed at African people first. Because don't nobody cry for us. Don't nobody care about us. Don't nobody's heart skip a beat when they read that a black man was murdered, black boy was murdered, black girl was murdered, black child was murdered, newborn infant was murdered. Don't nobody heart skip a beat. And I'm not saying we need to imitate them, because we are not Europeans. We are Africans. I'm not saying we should imitate them. We are not Chinese. We are Africans. I'm not saying we should imitate them. We are not Mexican. We are African. I'm not saying we should imitate them. We are not East Indians and Arabs. We are African. But don't you dare try to make a black person feel bad because they are taking care of the home front. Don't you dare try to make an African feel bad because they are taking care of the home base. Don't you dare try to make an African feel bad because we say if there's any crying that's going to be done, we're going to cry for black people first. See, some of you still don't understand what race first is all about. Some of you still don't understand what Pan-African nationalism is all about. Some of you still don't know what it means to say African family first. When you see that hashtag AFF, when you see that hashtag AFF, when you see that hashtag AFF, we not saying that we don't have an outpouring of compassion when another human group is hurt. We don't dismiss it because they're not African. We don't dismiss it because they're not black. We don't dismiss it because they're not the original man and woman. But we're saying when the original man and woman of black Africa is hurt, when the original man and woman of Africa has their life cut short, we're saying that when you mess with us, we're going to take care of us first. Us first, race first, African family first, Garveyism. Garveyism. Now let me say this. We went through the same thing when Russia invaded the Ukraine. Didn't we just go through the same thing when Russia invaded the Ukraine? Didn't I see you multicultural Negropeans running to the aid of the Ukrainians who were practicing racism against Africans in the Ukraine? Didn't I see you same religiously ridiculous multicultural Negropean? Didn't I see you same religiously ridiculous multicultural Negropeans talking about we got to stand in solidarity with the Ukrainians? We got to send money and take up collections and donations for the Ukrainians. And then y'all found out the Ukrainians was putting black mothers off the evacuation trains with infants. You saw the Ukrainians putting black families off the evacuation buses with infants. You saw the Ukrainians making black children get off the vans and get off the bus and get off the train for their dogs. Not for their children, and that would have been unacceptable because all human life should be valued as equal. They made black people get off the bus for their damn dogs. They made us get off the buses in the Ukraine for dogs, and you sitting up here, you religiously ridiculous multicultural Negropeans, you sitting up here crying for Ukraine. No tears for war-torn Ethiopia. No tears for war-torn Congo. No tears for the Somalians bombed by America. No tears for our brothers and sisters in Haiti. Here we go again. But whenever another group is offended upon, whenever another branch of the human family suffers a tragedy, our life is supposed to stop. Our life is supposed to stop when other people are hurt, but you don't even stop when people who look like you are hurt. When other people hurt, black people supposed to stop. But when we are offended against, don't nobody stop for us. And you religiously ridiculous multicultural Negropeans got the nerve to tell somebody they wrong for putting their people first. Get your ass up off my live if you don't like Ephod Tunde. Get your ass up off my live if you don't like King Kong consciousness. Get your ass up off my live if you don't like Pan-African Nationalists #1. Apologies to my United Kingdom family. I won't be there with you this weekend. I rock with the Africans of Europe. And I still want to do a Pan-African conference in Europe. Which country wants to host the Pan-African conference in Europe? Should we host it in Berlin? Should we host it in Paris? Should we host it in London? Where should we host the Pan-African conference in Europe? But let me get back to my point. I'm seeing black athletes tweet condolences to the victims of Texas. No problem with that. No problem with that. But these same black athletes and entertainers who are tweeting condolences to the victims of Texas ain't did the same thing for Buffalo, New York. I'm trying to understand how these NFL superstars and these NBA superstars and these comedians and these rappers and these actors and these sports pundits, you're tweeting condolences to the victims of Texas, but you ain't tweet no condolences to the black victims of Buffalo, New York. You know what this reminds me of? You want to know what this reminds me of? International Africans, hit me on WhatsApp, 215-989-9858. International Africans, hit me on WhatsApp, 215-989-9858. International Africans, hit me on WhatsApp, 215-989-9858. We need to choose a host country and a host city for the Dr.Umar unapologetically Pan-African Conference of Europe. The Dr.Umar Team Pan-African unapologetically Pan-African I'm bringing the Western Hemisphere to the East. We are coming to Europe. The Canadian Africans are coming with me. The Jamaican Africans are coming with me. The Haitian Africans are coming with me. The Brazilian Africans are coming with me. The Mexican Africans are coming with me. The Texas Africans, the Jersey Africans, the California Africans, the Carolina Africans, the Michigan Africans, the Wisconsin Africans, the Massachusetts. I'm bringing all Pan-Africanists from the West to the East. And I'm doing it because we don't give our Africans in Europe enough attention. We don't give our conscious Africans in Europe enough attention. So if you are a very good organizer and you are not a snow bunny victim, because if you have snow bunny fever, you ain't hosting a damn thing for me. I'm going to be clear. I'm talking to my European Africans. If you and your organization wants to host the Team Pan-African Conference in Europe, you cannot be a snow bunny victim. Now, all these black celebrities tweeting condolences for the Texas massacre didn't do the same thing for the Buffalo, New York massacre. We went through this with Hurricane Katrina. Who remembers Hurricane Katrina? Who remembers Hurricane Katrina? When I was talking about these black celebrities who love tweeting tragedies and traumas for other races, when I'm talking about these black celebrities who love tweeting about trauma and tragedy for other ethnicities, when I'm talking about these Negropean celebrities who love sending out heartfelt condolences when pain hits other communities, but they don't do the same thing when pain hit black people, I want to take you back to 2005, Hurricane Katrina. When Hurricane Katrina hit black America, when Hurricane Katrina hit black America in the summer of 2005, when Hurricane Katrina hit black America in the summer of 2005, black celebrities hardly said anything. When Hurricane Katrina hit black America in the summer of 2005, black celebrities didn't say a damn word. But as soon as the tsunami hit Asia, as soon as the tsunami hit Asia, as soon as the tsunami hit Asia, every NFL basketball player, every NBA basketball player, every NBL baseball player, every rapper, every actor, every singer, every dancer, every last one of them started volunteering their entire paycheck for the month. These Negroes volunteered their entire paycheck for the whole month when the tsunami hit. I have no problem with black celebrities making a financial contribution to the victims of the tsunami. I didn't have a problem with that. A lot of people lost their life as a result of the tsunami. But what I'm trying to understand, overstand, and understand, what I'm trying to understand, overstand, and understand, what I'm trying to understand, overstand, and understand, how could a black celebrity donate a whole month's worth of pay to the Asians victimized by the tsunami, but y'all haven't donated a whole month worth of pay to Buffalo, New York? Y'all didn't donate a whole month of pay to the victims of Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Sandy? These Negroes ain't never donate a whole month of pay to black people, but when the tsunami hit, they donated a whole month of pay to the Asians. I am not hating on sympathy for non-African people. I am not hating on sympathy for non-African people. I have no problem as an African, as the original man, as the supreme manifestation of masculine consciousness, as the supreme manifestation of masculine consciousness, I have no problem saying, I wish the Asians well. I wish the Mexicans well. I wish the Arabs well, the East Indians, the Chinese, whoever. But how in the hell do I offer material and financial support to another race before I look out for my own? How in the hell do I offer material and financial support to another race before I look out for my own? I'm in Camden, New Jersey. Had to come take care of some business. We're trying to do some things in Camden right now. Brothers and sisters, I just needed to go live because the religiously ridiculous multicultural Negropean community is off the hook. The religiously ridiculous multicultural Negropean community is off the hook. Brothers and sisters, mark your calendars for Saturday, September the 10th. Brothers and sisters, mark your calendars for Saturday, September the 10th, second annual FDMG Festival. If you want to be a vendor, go ahead and email the vending committee chair for your application. If you want to be a performer at the second annual FDMG Festival on Saturday, September the 10th, go ahead and email Sister PHILA and Sister Chandra of the Performance Committee. If you want to be a vendor, go ahead and email Sister Caroline of the Vendor Committee. If you haven't donated to FDMG, you won't be vending anywhere. If you haven't donated to FDMG, you won't be performing anywhere, brothers and sisters. Go ahead and register you and your children for the festival. I'm going to try to make it a whole week of events. I'm hoping the school is ready, because if FDMG is ready, by September 10th, we're going to have a whole week of celebrations inside the school. A whole week of celebrations inside the school. Hit that Cash App. We need to raise some money to pay for the festival. Hit that Cash App. We need to raise some money to pay for the festival. Hit that Cash App. We need to raise some money to pay for the festival. $ FDMG School. $ FDMG School. I need everybody watching my live right now. Donate $5, donate $10, donate $20 to help us pay for the festival, to make this a better fest than last year. And last year was a history-making, phenomenal fest. We want to make this year's FDMG Festival better than last year's. Hit your Cash App, $ FDMG School. Hit your PayPal, International Africans. Hit your PayPal, International Africans. Hit your PayPal, International Africans. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me. Now let me say this. The media attention paid to Buffalo, New York's victims. The media attention paid to Black Buffalo, New York's victims doesn't begin to compare to the media attention that was paid to the non-African victims in Texas. The media attention paid to our elders who were bloodlessly murdered in Buffalo, New York. The amount of attention that was given to our family in Buffalo who were murdered doesn't even begin to compare to the amount of attention that was paid to the victims in Texas. Yes, they both deserve attention, but the victims in Buffalo deserved as much. Yes, they both deserve attention, but the victims in Buffalo deserved as much. The whole world stopped for Texas. The world didn't stop for Buffalo. I even heard that Air Force One flew in on the same day. That's what I heard. I heard all forces are being brought to bear for Texas. I haven't heard the same thing for Buffalo. I haven't heard the same thing for Buffalo. Brothers and sisters, can we please stay focused? Can we please stay focused? Because all I've heard is Peyton Gendron is going to be charged with a single count of first-degree murder. That's all I heard. I heard a single count of first-degree murder. I'm not a lawyer yet. I'm not an attorney yet. Okay? I'm not a lawyer yet. But I need an attorney to help me understand, overstand, and understand how you kill 10 people, but you only get charged with a single count of first-degree murder. Where my black lawyers at? Where my black do nothing for the community without getting paid for it lawyers at? Where are my black do nothing for the black community without getting paid for it lawyers? My black attorneys, can you help me understand how somebody kills 10, 11 people and only get charged with a single count of first-degree murder. Am I missing something? Can somebody help me out? I thought you get charged, you get a count for every life. I thought each body was a separate count of first-degree murder. Am I wrong? I thought each count of murder carried its own consequence. They might be served concurrently, the years in prison, but I heard each count of murder carries its own weight. So how did this devil murder 10, 11 Africans, but he's only been charged with a single count of first-degree murder? Can somebody help me understand this? And can somebody also help me understand why he ain't been charged with a federal hate crime or domestic terrorism? He should be charged with domestic terrorism under the Patriot Act. He should be charged with domestic terrorism under the Patriot Act. He should be charged with domestic terrorism under the Patriot Act. And he should be charged with the hate crime under federal hate crimes law in the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill. Why haven't the feds charged Peyton Gendron with a hate crime yet, or a Patriot Act domestic terrorism act? Can somebody help me? This is why everybody can't run to Texas. This is why all black people cannot lose focus and just worry about Texas because your slave master said so. Some of us got to stay home and defend home base. Some of us got to stay home and defend home base. My heart goes out to the victims in Texas. My heart goes out to their family. I wish you all well. No disrespect to none of you. But as a black man, I got to make sure justice is served to me and mine, because nobody cries for us. Nobody cries for us. Nobody cries for us. Why hasn't he been charged with a hate crime, a federal hate crime, and a Patriot Act domestic terrorism? I haven't even heard domestic terrorism yet. Why haven't we heard domestic terrorism when it comes to Peyton Gendron and the Buffalo Massacre? Why haven't we heard domestic terrorism? You know why. And then they tried to play black people for a sucker. The district attorney, where's the Buffalo Juneteenth flyer? I want to come to Buffalo, but I didn't get an invitation. I guess Joe Biden said, don't let that Garveyite in Buffalo. Where the Buffalo, New York Juneteenth at? I might just show up anyway and just steal the show in Buffalo, because somebody got to speak truth to this. Where the Buffalo, New York flyer at? But let me say this. Did y'all hear the district attorney say that they're not going? Remember before they told us who the murderer was in Buffalo? Remember before they told us who the murderer was in Buffalo? The district attorney said, we're not going to even release his name because we don't want to give him no attention. We're not even going to release his name because we don't want to give him no attention. That's not why you didn't release his name. You didn't release his name because you didn't want black folks to get the hop, skip, and jump on your ass on finding out who he was. That's why y'all didn't release his name. Y'all didn't release his name on day one of the massacre because y'all didn't want us to know who he was so we could research the damn devil. Y'all were protecting the killer. He just murdered 10 Africans and y'all were protecting him. And then the district attorney said, first-degree murder in the state of New York carries a maximum sentence of 80 years or something, he said. Some bullshit. Excuse my French, because I know some of you let your children watch me to get their education. That's some bullshit. Excuse me for the profanity, mothers and fathers and teachers. I know some of you use my content to educate your children, as you should. Being the foremost teacher of African people in the world, you're doing the right thing. But why are you trying to sell black people on a first-degree 75, 80-year sentence? Why did the district attorney try to sell us on a first-degree murder charge that could get him 75 or 80 years? We don't give a damn about no first-degree murder charge. We don't want no, listen, We want first-degree murder, we want hate crime, and we want domestic terrorism. We want first-degree murder, we want hate crime, and we want domestic terrorism. We want first-degree murder, we want hate crime, and we want domestic terrorism. We want the death sentence. We want the death sentence. I don't believe in the death sentence except for people who kill innocent people on purpose. I don't believe in the death sentence except for people who kill innocent people on purpose. I don't believe in the death sentence except for people who kill innocent people on purpose. He should get the death sentence. First-degree murder doesn't get him the death sentence. They're playing games with us. Buffalo, New York street activists, I hope y'all showing up and showing out. Buffalo, New York street activists, I pray that y'all keeping the fire lit on your governor, your mayor, your DA. What are the blacks in Buffalo City Council doing? What are the blacks on Buffalo City Council doing? And if the district attorney don't find a way to charge him, if the district attorney don't find a way to charge him with domestic terrorism and hate crimes, vote their ass out of office. Vote their ass out of office. And if Kamala Harris and Joe Biden can't find a way for Peyton to be charged with domestic terrorism and federal hate crimes, vote their ass out of office. And if the Congressional Black Caucus, if the Congressional Black Caucus can't put no pressure on the Department of Justice, if the Congressional Black Caucus can't put no pressure on the Department of Justice to charge Peyton Gendron with federal hate crimes and federal domestic terrorism, vote their ass out of office. Brothers and sisters, the days for compromise are over. In the name of Nat Turner, I come before you. In the name of Jean-Jacques Dessalines, I come before you. In the name of Henry Christophe, I come before you. In the name of Toussaint Louverture, I come before you. In the name of Queen Mother Ida B. Wells. In the name of Queen Mother Fannie Lou Hamer. In the name of Amy Jakes Garvey. In the name of Amy Ashwood Garvey. In the name of Sojourner Truth, of El Hodge, Malik El Shabazz, Dr. King, Medgar Evers, Fred Hampton, Jonathan Jackson, George Jackson, in the name of Marcus Messiah Garvey, Henry Highland Garnett, Bishop Henry McNeil Turney, Kwame Nkrumah, Robert Sobukwe, Chris Ani, Steve Biko, Nnamdi Azikiwe, yes, Julius Nyerere, Milton Obote, Idi Amin, yes, in the name of Queen Nzinga and Ya Asante-Wa and His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, and Paul Bogle and Bob Marley, in the name of all revolutionary Africans who fought to liberate Africa, in the name of all revolutionary Africans who fought to liberate our brothers and sisters during the Civil War and in every war fought for African life, I say, the time for being afraid has passed. I say, the time for being a Negro has passed. I say, the time for putting other people's needs, hurts, pains, agendas before ours is over. If you ain't black first, I respectfully ask you, stay the hell out of my space. If you ain't African family first, I respectfully ask you, stay the hell away from me. With all due respect, if you are not race first, I ask you to keep your distance. I am only interested in building with, organizing with, struggling with, fighting with, dying with, sleeping with, mating with, reproducing with, cohabitating with Africans who have no religious contradiction when it comes to putting our people first. Because a lot of our Christian brothers and sisters, I love you. I have no problem with the Bible, but a lot of you are religiously conflicted over putting African people first. A lot of my Muslim brothers and sisters, I love you. No problem with the Quran. I was raised a Muslim. But guess what? A lot of you are religiously conflicted over putting African people first. My Jehovah Witness family, I love you. My Episcopalians and my Methodists and my Seventh-day Adventists and my Sunnis and my Shias and all you religions, I love all of you. Respect to your institution. But a lot of you are religiously contradicted. You're conflicted inside when it comes to putting African people first. So on behalf of the 2 billion Africans in the world, on behalf of the 2 billion Africans, on behalf of the 30 to 50 million in the Caribbean, on behalf of the 50 million in America, on behalf of the 100 million in South America, on behalf of the billion in Africa, on behalf of the millions in Asia, in Australia, in Europe, in the South Pacific, if you can't put black people first, if you can't put the African first, if you can't put our people first, we respectfully ask you to stay the hell away from us. We respectfully ask you to stay the hell away from us. We have hatred for no other race, but complete commitment for our own race. We have absolutely no hatred for any other race, but complete commitment for our own race. We have no hatred for no other race, but we are unapologetically prioritizing the life, the liberation, and the legacy of our own people. Brothers and sisters, black women, I'm telling you now, sisters, for my strong black women, when you find you a strong black man, I mean a nation-building black man. See, I'm starting my own dating platform. I wasn't going to tell y'all this. I'm starting a conscious dating platform. In order for you to register for Dr. Umar's conscious dating platform, in order for you to register, you have to fill out an application so I can rate you on a scale of 10. From multicultural Negropean to revolutionary Panafrican Nationalists. Because if you don't score at least a 7, I'm not hooking you up with nobody. If you don't score at least a 7 out of 10, I'm not going to let no sellout ass black man date one of my sisters. I'm not going to let no sellout ass black woman date one of my brothers. When you sign up for the Dr. Umar dating platform, when you come to the first annual Conscious Singles Convention, when you come to the first annual Conscious Singles Convention, when you come to the first annual Conscious Singles Convention, I'm connecting revolutionaries. South Africa, get ready. My Zulu family, get ready. My Xhosa family, get ready. My Khoi family, get ready. My Swazi family, get ready. The Prince of Pan-Africanism is returning to the land of Robert Sobukwe, Steve Biko, Shaka Kasensa Kagona Zulu, Chris Hani, Queen Mother Winnie Mandela. And yes, I will give honorable mention to the great ancestor Nelson Mandela. People ask me all the time, why do you pay honor to Nelson Mandela? I'll tell you why. Because Nelson Mandela, the man who went into prison, was a freedom fighter. Nelson Mandela, the man who helped found the underground militant wing of the Youth League of the African National Congress, the Unkonktu Sizwe, was a revolutionary. So I'm not going to throw out the baby with the bathwater. Because in a world where we have so many Africans who don't do anything for liberation, we must admit Nelson Mandela did dedicate the first half of his life to African liberation. We must admit that Nelson Mandela did donate the first half of his life to African liberation. Now, me and my South African brothers and sisters might agree to disagree. I had this conversation in South Africa in 2016. I had this conversation in South Africa in 2015. And some brothers and sisters in South Africa say, no, Doc, we throwing him all the way out. If that's what you want to do, you do that. But Nelson Mandela, the youth, was not the same person as Nelson Mandela, the elder. And we have to stop making a bad decision of putting elders in revolutionary leadership positions. Listen to me. I think I'm one of the most dedicated revolutionaries. I believe I'm one of the most dedicated revolutionary Pan-African nationalists in the world. I believe I'm the most dedicated revolutionary Pan-African nationalist in the world. But when Dr. Umar is 70 years old, I ain't got no business being out front. When Dr. Umar is 70 years old, I ain't got no business being out front. When Dr. Umar is 70 years old, I ain't got no business being out front, brothers and sisters. Young men for war, old men for counsel. Young men for war, old men for counsel. Nelson Mandela had no business being the leader of the African National Congress when he got out of jail. And the reason the white racist South African government had Chris Ani murdered, the reason the white racist South African government had Chris Ani murdered, the reason the white racist South African government had Chris Ani murdered is because they knew Chris Ani was going to be, the people were going to replace Nelson Mandela with Chris Ani. The people were going to replace Nelson Mandela with Chris Ani. The people were going to replace Nelson Mandela with Chris Ani, so they had Chris Ani murdered. That was a hire for murder. That was a hire for murder. But we not worrying about that. We not worrying about that. The most honorable Marcus Garvey said, men in earnest don't fear consequences. The most honorable Marcus Garvey said, men in earnest don't fear consequences. The most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, leader of the largest black movement in modern history and the only black man to organize millions without the use of religion, said men who are in earnest don't care about consequences. If you need to reach me, 215-989-9858. Please send me your Juneteenth flyer. I need to make a decision for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I need to make a decision for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. June 17th, 18th, and 19th. I need to make a decision. 3 cities, 3 dates. Should I come to your city? Give me a good reason why. 215-989-9858. Hit the Cash App. We need to raise funds for the festival. Hit the Cash App, $ FDMG School, $ FDMG School. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Hit the PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. And if you want to make a personal donation to Dr. Umar's works, you can do it using your Zelle, using my cell number on Zelle, ZELLE 215-989-9858. Or hit the Cash App, $ Dr.UmarJohnson. I'm about to go have dinner in Camden, New Jersey with my revolutionary elders. I'm about to go have dinner in Camden, New Jersey with my revolutionary elders. And all I'm going to say to my African family is I love y'all. I love y'all. 2nd annual FDMG Festival. Freedom for all Africans or freedom for no Africans. Justice for all Africans or justice for no Africans. United we stand. Divided we fall. Peace and Pan-Africanism.